So, Bridget I am. But of course, it got shortened to Bridge.
Well, it certainly is a beautiful ring. The gold is exquisite. And those are rubies, right?
Yes, actually, it's a Tudor rose.
Tudor rose?
For the second time that evening, she held up her hand. The moonlight again caressed the stones, and they seemed to come alive.
Set in heavy gold, the center gem was a perfect 4-grain, equivalent to a carat, pearl surrounded by 5 slightly smaller rubies which shimmered in the moonlight.
It was stunning, but Bridget measured its value by the previous owner, her mother, who wore it on the same finger until she died of cancer when Bridge was 3. Yes, it's a rather long story, but basically, a rosebush bloomed with both red and white petals, signifying the union of the 2 royal houses. Don't get me started, or I'll talk for hours about it. My hobby is Tudor history, she laughed. Oh, this may interest you, Bridge said, lifting the shawl she now wore and showing him an unusual brooch which was pinned to her gown.
Hey, that's an interesting piece of jewelry you have there.
Bridget glanced down at the pin and smiled. Yes, actually, it has an amusing story behind it. Upon hearing that I was intending a cruise, which necessitated my, basically, staying within the Bermuda Triangle, my friend Cynthia became frightened. It was superstitious nonsense, of course, but what can you do? So she went to Tiffany's and had it made for me as a good luck talisman.
What is it? I can't quite see.
It's a 16th century ship. She knows of my love of Tudor history, and this is a replica of one of Henry VIII's ships, named the Mary Rose, after his favorite sister. Here, dangling from the figurehead, is a diamond, supposedly representing the North Star. Here on the back of the ship, on the quarterdeck, is a woman. I guess that's supposed to be me. These scrolls along the waterline are waves and represent that the ship is in a storm. But the woman will be safe, because she has the North Star to guide her. She calls it the storm-tossed ship. Oh! Bridge exclaimed as the yacht lurched. The wind, heretofore a gentle breeze, was picking up, and the sea was becoming choppy.
Gazing into the increasingly turbulent waves, Bridge closed her eyes and opened them in disbelief. There, in the rolling sea, she beheld the face of a young man with dark hair and orchid eyes. The yacht pitched, and Bridge tightened her grip on the rail.
The shawl which Liam brought to Bridge rose into the air. She made an attempt to catch it, slipped, and almost fell into the sea, the goblet of wine crashing to the deck, with a splintering sound of shattering glass as red wine coursed down the planks in blood-red streams. The wind increased and began to howl.
Bridge! Bridge!
Liam yelled. Grabbing her arm, he attempted to keep her from sliding over the rail as the yacht tossed and pitched as though it were deliberately trying to throw her overboard. Below her, Liam watched in horror as a whirlpool appeared starboard and, like a tornado, began to draw Bridge into its depths. He held on frantically, his eyes stretched wide as he looked into Bridge's fear-filled face. Slowly, her arm began to slip from his hands until the whirlpool claimed her. And she was gone. The storm quieted, and the ship ceased its tossing. Crashing to his knees, Liam covered his face with his hands and cried out,